It's my great pleasure to have a couple of minutes and meet the maker at Pelee Island Winery. And Tim has been the winemaker there for how many years, Tim? Several, you said.
Yeah, it's like 13 years since I moved from Germany, where I'm born and raised. And yeah, I came 2006 the first time to Pelee Island Winery on an internship, just to see something different and beside the German winemaking. So I decided to come to Canada and see what's going on here. And yeah, after 1 year, I went back to Germany, did my wine master class, finished that in the summer of 2009, and then moved down to Canada for good and been with Pelee Island Winery since.
That's amazing because Pelee Island Winery is one of the pillars of the Canadian wine industry. So you certainly landed on your feet nicely.
Yes, it definitely. Pelee Island Winery is around since several years. It's the first wine sold from Pelee Island Winery is like 1985, 1986, somewhere around there.
And Pelee Island is an area that not a lot of wine enthusiasts, Canadian wine enthusiasts, have visited. What appeals to you of that area?
Well, Pelee Island or the area is really unique. First of all, we call it the banana belt, right? It's very warm compared to other areas in Canada. So our growing season is fairly long, especially on Pelee Island, where we do have our vineyards, and we have about 500 to 700 acres under vine over there. All depends how many we rip out and how many we replant. Yeah, but it's very unique because the lake keeps the area around the island warm for a longer time of period, and it just gives it a unique growing season. What we have, it's much longer than in other parts of Canada, and it gives it a unique climate.
And do you like making rosé?
Yes, rosé is unique winemaking as well. Like we have usually white wine, it's pretty straightforward. Red wine, you let the red grapes sitting on the skins, right, and for a certain time of period, and you get the color out of it. White wine, you get the white grapes, you press it right away. The rosé we do out of red grapes, we press it right away, so we do get the rosé color out of it. That makes it unique. It's a different technique of winemaking. You don't want to have all those tannins what you have in the red wine, so you got to press the red grapes right away. Sometimes you have it sitting on the skins for a little while, just in case you want the color a little bit deeper in the rosé. Then there's other technique for rosé making, that you blend a red and a white together to get the rosé color out of it. Then you just sit down, you get your white wine, you get your red wine, and then you sit down, you're blending it and see where you want to be with the color.
And how many rosés do you make at Pelee Island? Because I can count at least three.
Yeah, we do have our Lola Rosé Sparkling, one of our best-selling rosés we have. And then we do have, I actually have them sitting beside us, we have our Bella Rosé Sparkling, and we have our other Lola Rosé, what is not sparkling. This is a Cabernet Franc style. And we also have Peely Pink. And the Peely Pink is the one what is around the longest from our rosé assortment.
And how many wines do you make at Pelee Island? Different types and different brands.
Well, we have quite a bit of a variety of wines around here. I would say we have several blends, right? Like we have, we have Riesling, Chardonnay, we have Vidal, Sauvignon Blanc, we have a blend of Auxerrois, and we have a couple other white grapes where we have make several blends out of it. On the red side, we have Cabernet Franc, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Gamay Noir, Baco Noir, Zweigelt. So quite
And
the
on and
variety
on and
to
on.
choose from, exactly, right? So what makes it pretty fun as a winemaker, because every wine is a different style, right?
Well, that must be a lovely creative challenge for you to have these
Definitely.
kind of
Love the challenge.
always a better challenge. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for telling us about this wine. And Lola, with the Cabernet Franc background, what kind of foods would you put with it? Or when you're at home having that wine, what do you like to eat? Whether it's German style food or
Yeah, no, I
other.
with rosé, especially with a drier rosé, you can go with a fish dish. I would say I prefer sushi. Sushi goes really well
Ah, that's a good idea.
with a dry rosé wine, right? Yeah, but also a light meat dish. Like if you have some pork chops, right? You can do some pork chops with maybe mashed potatoes, not really with a heavy gravy sauce, but just keep it light, and that will work really well as well.
Terrific. And as a winemaker, do you have allocations of rows already that you know that you're going to make rosé wine with, or you grow the red grapes, and if they don't meet a certain um, ripeness level or a certain caliber, then you say, okay, I'm going to make rosé with those grapes rather than red.
Well, especially here at Peely, we have our portfolio, right? So we know which grapes we're going to use for our rosé wines.
Hmm.
There is some varieties where you say, okay, these are very heavy in tannins. You don't see a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon rosé wines out there. We actually have a trial going right now where we tried some with Cabernet Sauvignon bottle fermenting rosé for sparkling wine. Not sure how it works out yet. It's just because Cabernet Sauvignon is so much heavier in tannins,
Hmm.
and other varieties like uh, Baco Noir, I think it's not ideal for rosé wine because it is fairly high color variety. You kind of want to go with like Pinot Noir makes a good rosé wine, right? A little on the fruitier side of the red ones.
Right. Well, keep up the great work in making all those rosés for us to enjoy and add to our summer pleasure.
Sounds good. We'll do for sure. We'll try our
Thank you
best.
again, Tim, for your time. It was a delight to meet you.
No problem. Nice to meet you too.